Nola Gent here, getting caught in a little summer rainstorm. Going to a new restaurant, the Pigeon and Whale. Let's go check it out. Welcome to Nola Gent. Let the good times roll. In this episode of our New Orleans travel vlog, feast with me on some New England style seafood in New Orleans as we enjoy a lobster roll at Pigeon and Whale for a restaurant review video. Pigeon and Whale is located in New Orleans at 4525 Freret Street Suite 107, which is about 16 minutes and 4 miles away from the New Orleans French Quarter. This new restaurant opened in July of 2023, and it has gained attention for having a different approach to seafood than the traditional New Orleans seafood offerings. They do have quite a bit of outdoor seating here, although I haven't seen anybody eat outside yet. However, it's been a really hot summertime, so the temperatures have only recently been getting out of the 90s and above in New Orleans, so the outdoor seating is not a good option for many people when it's so hot outside. So you can tell though they do have a nice little area here, and on the windows we have oysters right there on there, and then cocktails. So they seem to specialize in cocktails and oysters, which hey, that sounds good to me. And you probably could have a good time out here when the weather gets nicer like it is finally. And look at the fancy little door handle on here, a mermaid. Ooh, yeah. All right, let's go ahead and head on inside here and check this place out. So this is my first visit here, and they've actually got Pigeon and Whale and tile work there. And then it's kind of a small place overall here. Now they do have lots of interesting nautical themed stuff throughout this space here. And you can tell they definitely put some work into a nautical theme in many ways here. So as you look around, you can see the bar takes up a huge amount of space there with plenty of other nautical things like this dive helmet. So there's a lot of interesting details to notice here. Now let's go ahead and check out this menu. So we have a cocktail menu, which starts out with a Negroni Chronicles with a quote from Anthony Bourdain, and then we have selections of a Red Delicious one, a Bottle and Bay, a Lavender Negroni, and a Color of Your Energy. Then we have our house cocktails with stirred stuff with I'm all in, catwalk in the club, I don't like martinis, your bum's a plum, espresso martini, shaken sour with pigeon throne, Italian spritz, that's my playlist bitch, Hendrix Lamar, and juice box. And then we have a selection of wine with whites, rosé, orange, sparkling, and red. And they have a featured wine pour, and then a selection of beers. So we have our raw bar with oysters from Uncle Willie's and Prince Edward Island, Acadian Pearls, and New Brunswick, Dukes of Topsail in North Carolina, Jack's Point in Maine, Hatamagouche and Nova Scotia. Then we have Shucker's Choice and earmuff skids, shed in the shell with raw oyster and daily ceviche top. Then we have caviar service with paddlefish, Ostera, Kaluga. Then we have garden with balsamic Caesar, apple and cabbage, butternut squash and corn soup. Then we have opportunities with heated grilled octopus, steamed clams, squid and pasta, roasted cauliflower, chilled squid and mushroom, ceviche, chilled shrimp, terra masalada. Then we've got our charred grilled mussels, and then our standards with a lobster roll, a swordfish schnitzel, a market fish, scallion, seared coulette steak, and sides of bread and Aleppo honey butter, jojo potatoes, sauteed mushrooms, and roasted baby carrots. So I went with the lobster roll with the side of what they call the jojo potatoes. I call these potato logs personally, so we will call those potato logs based on my dialect of English. Now here we go, they do have an above average bun on here. This isn't your typical awful New England hot dog bun. It's actually a nice toasted piece of bread, which is a bit better than a lot of the other lobster rolls I've had from the New England and East Coast area in general. So I certainly have spent some time in Maine and all the way down the East Coast trying various forms of the lobster roll. And I'd have to say this is far better than the vast majority of them I've ever had in those other Yankee Land areas. So, hey, if people in New England like their bland hot dog bun bread, that is more power to them. They can have it. Personally, I think it could be improved by using po' boy bread on here. Just make it a lobster po' boy. Some people don't like that either, but hey, I would. And we have a few restaurants that even do a fried lobster po' boy. But overall, this is probably one of the all-time overall best lobster rolls of this type I've had. I do tend to like the more buttery ones and the less mayo ones, so those are more hot, not cold. This one, you know, kind of was a little bit in the middle with the hot bread, so we just totally destroyed that whole thing quickly. And like most lobster rolls, it was more of a snack for me than a meal. Now these potatoes here look quite substantial. So, JoJo potato, that's really a potato log in my world. This is a pretty tasty, nice form of potato to enjoy. And it's got some nice flavors on here. They did fry it up or bake it maybe quite perfectly. It tastes more fried than baked, but sometimes you can bake them and fry them or just bake them to get this consistency. So it's a pretty decent side, and all things considered, it will certainly help fill me up, as the lobster roll is always a little tiny for my appetite, but it's, you know, certainly something to try out if you're a big fan of the lobster rolls. Now, a traditional potato log would have a lot more crispy fried crust on the outside of it than this potato, but, you know, overall, I think potato log describes more of what this is than that JoJo potato descriptor, so that's what I'm sticking with. Oh, there's some nice little spices that seem to be on here as well on these potatoes. Little dipping sauce is okay that came with it. And, you know, it's overall a decent thing. Now, of course, I think the lobster roll is always improved with the addition of a little Creole mustard. Just like I think some Creole mustard would also make these potatoes far better, as well as Creole mustard is my preferred condiment for many things, and I think it just kicks up many flavors for many foods in many ways. So that would be the main suggestion I make about this restaurant, is even though it's all bland, New England sort of focused, you can still give us a little option of some New Orleans love by giving us the option to use some Creole mustard. So just give us some Creole mustard here, please, please, please. Now, just like I've totally destroyed this lobster roll of potatoes, destroy that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, comment below, let me know what you thought about this lobster roll and potato logs. And while you're down there, make sure to check out the link to my Patreon account, as I do work for tips and I appreciate any help with that. Next, it was time to check out the dessert menu with sweets. A 24-karat gold, a carrot cake, When Life Gives You a lemon cheesecake, Bathtub Dreams, which is milk chocolate mousse, hazelnut ganache, and whip with a well-tell shortbread, caramel corn on the cob, a sweet corn ice cream. So some interesting choices there. So I decided to go with the Bathtub Dreams. So this is an interesting looking dessert. It definitely is shaped just like a bathtub with a little rubber ducky in it and then the whale tail coming out of it. So I'm curious to see what's under all of this white whipped cream here, and it seems to be majority whipped cream with a little bit of hazelnut ganache underneath it. So the white chocolate mousse and hazelnut ganache are not a very big component of this dessert. I am a little disappointed. It seems to be so very much just whipped cream here. There's a lack of my chocolatey, moussey goodness and hazelnut ganache I was looking rather more forward to. It's, you know, definitely presentation-wise a very unique thing. Here's the shortbread whale-tail cookie. And hey, it tastes just like a shortbread cookie, which I like shortbread cookies, so that's lucky. Oh, that's another little pleasant surprise in there. And of course, we've got lots of cream to put on top of the shortbread cookie as well. So this is going down pretty quick, pretty easy. It's very light, fluffy, creamy mostly. And then we have our little rubber ducky here. Ooh, what's this rubber ducky candy gonna be like, I wonder? All right, let's give it a taste. And I dropped my rubber ducky. I think I'll just use the spoon to get it. So let the rubber ducky swim for a little longer before he meets his end. All right, cute little rubber ducky, goodbye. Quack, 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 quack. Oh, it's a little chocolatey kind of texture. I don't know if it's chocolate or just a little sugary, but it tastes more chocolatey. And, you know, there's a lot of cream to go through here still. So there's just that tiny little layer of the chocolate mousse and then the hazelnut ganache that's up the bottom. Kind of would say I want more of that and less of the cream still though. So it's a very interesting creative design dessert. I probably don't think I'd get this again though. It's cool to visually check it out, but it's just lacking in the chocolatey goodness department that I crave, as it's just so overwhelmed with so much of the bubble bath of all of this cream in here. So, you know, definitely you should try it out at least once, I guess, just so you can experience the bathtub dreams. But wow, this is just such a huge amount of whipped cream. Oh my goodness. So it's almost overkill with the ratio of things, I would say. So you probably would do better to share this dessert, I would say, overall. So maybe get a couple desserts and you each get to eat half of it. That might make for a little better variety of things. So it's a pretty cool concept. I just find the execution a little bit lacking for me personally. So just like I've totally destroyed this Bathtub Dreams dessert, destroy that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, comment below, let me know what you thought about the Bathtub Dreams dessert. And while you're down there, make sure to check out the link to my Patreon account, as I do for tips, and I appreciate any help with that. So the bill arrived, and the total before tip was $47.06. They also gave me this nifty postcard that they have, and so thanks so much to everybody at Pigeon and Whale for a very unique and interesting experience. This is most definitely not a place for New Orleans food at all. So some very different kinds of seafood offerings that you don't really find in other spots in the New Orleans area. So also some unique creative applications with their desserts. Now, if you would so kindly, go ahead and share this video with any of your friends or contacts that would enjoy it, as it really would help me with the YouTube algorithm. Then tune in next time for more good food, good times, and good people. NOLAGENT here, and thanks so much for watching. And just go ahead and destroy this video right here to keep up with the fun.